Yes. Hi and hello everyone. So welcome to another session of the Grade 10 Master Series. So today we are going to start off with the next chapter which is trigonometry and ये काफी important chapter है basically topic to be precise because काफी entrance exams में trigonometry से questions भी आते हैं. So if you are someone who is joining new to this session and doesn't know exactly कि what is this master series that we are talking about, so we are having the series for class 9 and 10 जहाँ पे हम एनसीईआरटी के हर चैप्टर को कवर कर रहे हैं. So when we are covering the chapters one by one, we are looking into the concepts. जो भी concepts है किसी particular chapter से related हम वो discuss करेंगे सबसे पहले and then we are going to look into the exercise of NCERT. So for class 9, it's every Monday at 7 p.m. and that for class 10, it's every Friday at 7 p.m. And now that you guys are aware about the syllabus of the IMB exam, उसमें class 10 की NCERT भी आ रही है. So I believe this series is very helpful to everyone who is giving IMB or maybe GAT also because these topics are basically covering the basics of maths. So like we are saying, that today we are going to start off with trigonometry. So today let us just discuss the major definitions that we have कि trigonometry ratio क्या होता है and what all concepts are necessary for the exercise. So let's start with the session. Also, yes, if you want to explore the previous sessions that have taken place, please check out the CUET Career Launcher channel जहाँ पे आपको separate playlist मिल जाएगा for class 9 and 10. So you will find all the 20 sessions that have taken place previously. So you can check them out. And these sessions are hardly 35 to 30 minutes. So you can definitely watch them. Now, when we talk about trigonometric ratios or trigonometry in general, it's about dealing with triangles which are at right angled, right? So if you are observing this triangle that you are dealing with, we have something called as trigonometric ratio. So what we say is we have sine of an angle, cosine, tan, cosec, secant, and tan. So for instance, if I were to say I want to relate my trigonometry with some sort of ratio which is involving the sides of a triangle. So that is how trigonometry relates the two. So we say that for instance, I'm having a right angle triangle at B. 90 degree hai B pe. So with respect to A, if I want to define what is my sine of A, we say it is perpendicular upon hypotenuse. So perpendicular is basically just see the side of my triangle, which is just in the front of my angle with respect to which I'm looking into the ratio. So it will form as my perpendicular. So BC is my perpendicular and hypotenuse is my AC. So you will get the ratio with respect to sine A as BC by AC. And cos of A is basically base upon hypotenuse. So if you will see, my base is basically AB in this given triangle and my hypotenuse is the same. Then tan is basically perpendicular upon base. So you are just putting in both the values, which is BC upon AB. And this is what is the corresponding ratio. And so on, if you will see for cosec, cosec is 1 by cos. And you know what is the value of cos? B by h. So it will be the opposite of it, reciprocal of it. So it will be h by b. So it means hypotenuse AC divided by your base, which is, in this case, yes, it is this, sorry, yeah. So base will be AB. Now cosine is the inverse of sine. So accordingly, you will get h by p in this case. And finally, you have cot. So cot A is basically 1 by tan A. So if you were to reverse these two values, you will be getting base upon perpendicular. So it means substituting all the values, you can get the corresponding trigonometric ratios, right? And remember that it will change depending on the angle that you are dealing with. So with respect to A, these are the values. With respect to C, if I were to say कि मुझे sin C की value पता करनी है, so then the side which is just in front of this, so AB will act as the perpendicular, CB will act as the base, and AC will still be your hypotenuse. Right? So these are called as the trigonometric ratios. Now the next thing is very important table, that what is the value of the trigonometry values or functions at different angles. So there are 5 angles जो आपको याद रखने हैं. The first one is 0 degrees, then 30 degrees, 45, 60 and 90. So in 5 angles के लिए आपको सबकी values याद रखनी पड़ेगी. Because direct substitution based questions आते हैं. So as in, if our question is, what is the value of tan theta if my angle is 45 degrees? So you will say that tan 45, you know from the table that its value is 1. So eventually you will get the value as tan 45 degrees is 1. So it means remembering this table will be very helpful. And if I'll show you the exercise also, it's direct substitution. How? This is exercise 8.2. Exercise 8.1 हम next में discuss करेंगे. So evaluate the following expression. So you are having the first part as sin 60 degree cos 30 degree plus sin 30 cos 60. So sin 60 is how much? Under root 3 by 2. Cos 30 is under root 3 by 2. Sin 30 is 1 by 2. Cos 60 is 1 by 2. If I solve this down, under root 3 into under root 3 is 3 by 4 plus 1 by 4, which is 4 by 4, which is 1. So it means eventually जो final answer है वो 1 आ रहा है. Right? So this is simple direct substitution that we have done. Now if we will look into the next one, 2 into, I can write this down as tan 45 degree whole square plus cos 30 degree whole square minus sin 60 degree whole square. Now we will substitute the values. You know tan 45 is 1. Then we have cos of 30 degrees. How much is cos of 30? Under root 3 by 2. So let's square that. And sin 60 is under root 3 by 2 whole square. Now it's pretty easy to look into the fact that ये दोनों values the same here, and you are left with only single value, which is 2. And we are done with the second part also. Right? So I hope so there is no doubt in these two questions. The next one is cos 45. How much is cos 45? 1 by under root 2, right? And what about sec 30? 2 by under root 3 and plus of cosec 30. What is it? Right? So you have substituted all the value. Now you need to just simplify this expression. 1 by under root 2 divided by 2 plus 2 under root 3 divided by under root 3. So let's just simplify this. Under root 3 divided by 2 plus 2 under root 3. So if you will see, you will have the following expression. So it totally depends on you that if you want to take 2 common, for instance, is bracket में if I'm taking 2 common, so we are having 1 plus under root 3 and there is also under root 2 before, I can rationalize the given expression. So if we are rationalizing the given expression just from the point of view of simplification, in the numerator we are having 1 minus under root 3. In the denominator I can apply a plus b, a minus b ka formula, which is a square minus b square. So this will be 1 minus 3, and if you will simplify this, what are you getting, everyone? So this is minus 2. So what if I'll rewrite this as under root 3 minus 1, and in the denominator we are having 2 into 2, 4 under root 2. You can also multiply this with under root 2 to get this in the further simplest form. And this is 4 into 2, which is 8. So we can stop right over here, and this is what our answer will look like. So the first part is done. So I hope so there is no doubt, right? Now the next one is Option number 4. So let's substitute the values one by one. Sin 30 1 by 2. Tan 45 is 1. Cosec 60, how much is it? 2 by under root 3. And then we have secant 30, this is also the same, plus cosec 60 and plus cot 45. So this is what my expression is looking like. And now the next task is to simplify this as much as we can. Right? Yes, this is 1 by 2. So what if we are taking the LCM as 2 under root 3? So this is under root 3 plus 2 under root 3 minus 4 divided by same LCM 2 under root 3. So it means I can cancel out these two values, and if we will simplify this further, we are getting 3 under root 3 minus 4 divided by 4 plus 3 under root 3. Right? So now the next thing that we can do is rationalize this once again. 4 minus 3 under root 3 and once again with the same value. Now if we will multiply these two values, we are getting 12 under root 3 minus 9 into 3, which is 27, minus 16, minus minus plus. So this is 12 of under root 3 divided by a square minus b square. So this is what the expression will look like. And the next thing is we need to simplify this further. Yes. So I hope so the concept is clear that we are just directly substituting the values and simplifying it. Is there any doubt in this question? Is it clear to all of you? Yes. So after simplifying this, you will get the answer for the fourth part. So now let us look out for the next part. This is the next question. Try this out, everyone. Substitute the values from the table and see how much are you getting. How much is cos 60? So if we will substitute all the values, yes. So this is minus 1 whole square divided by 1 by 2 whole square plus under root 3 by 2 whole square. So this is what you will have to simplify this further. 5 by 4 plus 4 into 4 by 3 minus 1, 1 by 4 plus 3 by 4. So the denominator is 1. In the case of numerator, you guys can take the LCM. So this will be 5 into 3, 15 plus 16 into 4 further, which will be 64 and minus of 12. So this is what the value will look like. And if you will simplify this, you will get it down as 67 divided by 12. So this is the answer in fractions. Right? So this is also done. So in the case of irrational numbers, if you're getting anything like under root 3 and under root 2, it's preferable that you are rationalizing the given function also. So we have looked at how many questions? 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the fifth one. Now let us look out to the next one. So question number 2 is sort of objective here, where you are given the question and there are 4 options given to you. Choose the correct option and justify that this expression is equal to what? So let us just see. Tan 30 is 1 by under root 3 and 1 plus 1 by under root 3 whole square. 1 plus 1 by 3. So we are just simplifying the expression. How is it looking like? So 4 by 3, or I can cancel this out. So 3 divided by 2 under root 3. So this is what my expression is looking like if I'm looking into the other side. And if we can rationalize this, how much is it coming out to be? 2 into 3. I'm cancelling this out, which is under root 3 by 2. And we know, as a matter of fact, under root 3 by 2 is the value of sine 60 degrees. Right? And this is the correct option as per the calculation. Now the next value is 1 minus tan square 45 degrees and 1 plus tan square 45 degrees. So what is it? If you will observe it directly, when we know tan 45 degree is 1, and even if I'm considering the square of it, so this will be 1 minus 1. My numerator is 0 and denominator is 2 in this case. So it will be option D. Right? So this is the next part of my question. Now the next part is that is it true that if A is an angle, so sine of 2A, is it equal to 2 sine A? Yes or no? Now you guys can think and see, is it true or not? Yes. So you guys can try this out at different values. That what if? You can plug in the options itself. That for instance, if my angle is 0, so sine of 2A, or even though this is sine of 0 degrees, which is 0, so my left hand side is equal to the right hand side. So generally, just by looking at option A, you are getting it correct. But by chance, let's also see for 30 degrees that if you're looking at this, 2 into 30 degrees, which is sine of 60, and this is under root 3 by 2. And the other way around, which is 2 into sine 30 degrees, which is 2 into 1 by 2, which is 1. But 1 is not equal to under root 3 by 2. So this is false. So if you will also check for C and D, you will get it as not equal to each other. So it's just in one specific case that in option A, you are getting the two values as equal. This is the next question. Try this out. 2 tan theta divided by 1 minus tan square 30 degrees. So theta here is 30. So 2 into 1 by under root 3 divided by 1 minus 1 by under root 3. But if I'm taking the square of it, this will be 1 by 3. So 3 minus 1, this is 2 by 3. And if I'll write this down once again, so these two will get cancelled. And if you are rationalizing this, you will get under root 3 only. Okay. And in which scenario do we get under root 3? Cos 60, no. Sin 60 under root 3 by 2, no. Sin 30, no. So it's only tan 60 degrees when we get under root 3 as the answer. So for the next one, it is tan 60 degrees. And coming to the next question, this is an important one because this can come in two categories. Any question based on trigonometry या फिर linear equation based में भी आ सकता है. How? You are having two equations. Tan A plus B is equal to under root 3. So can I say that this is also equal to tan 60 degrees? So when two values are equal, I can equate the angles. A plus B is 60 degrees. So this is my first equation. Now in another scenario, you are having tan A minus B is equal to 1 by under root 3 or tan of 30 degrees. Now these two values are equal. I can equate the angles. Now if you will recall, हमने पढ़ा था linear equations में that if I'm dealing with two linear equations, I can apply elimination method. So from 1 and 2, if I'm adding these two equations, I can cancel out my B, and what I'm having is 2A is equal to 90 or A is equal to 45 degrees. Now A is 45. Now what about B? I can substitute this in any of the equations. For instance, B is equal to 60 minus A. So 60 minus 45 degrees. And you will get the answer for the other one also. So it means B is your 15. And you can also cross check that my angle A is greater than my angle B, which is true because a specific condition is being mentioned. Right? So now this question is very important and interesting because ये दो concepts को deal कर रहा है एक साथ. So we have actually calculated here the value of A and B. Now let's look into the next one. The next thing is a set of statements is given to me and we need to tell which of the following is true. So try this out, everyone. Yes. Now looking at the first part, it says, is sine A plus B equal to sine A plus sine B? True or false? So if you are saying it's false, आपको एक example भी देना पड़ेगा. So if by chance in part 1, if we are looking, let us take an example कि by chance A is 30 degrees, B is 90 degrees, 60 ले लो. So these are the two angles. Now what if I'm looking at sine A plus B, which is 90. So sine 90 degrees 1, but sine 30 plus sine 60 is how much? So it means these two values are not equal. So we have actually justified that this is a false statement. Okay. Now the next thing is second part. The value of sine theta increases as theta increases. So what if my theta is 0? The value of sine 0 is 0. At 30 degrees, it is 1 by 2, which is 0.5. 45, 1 by under root 2. And if you will see the next one, 60 degrees, this is under root 3 by 2. So इससे क्या समझ आता है? Finally, we get 1. So if you will see, it seems that the value is gradually increasing from 0 to 1. So you can say that yes, it is true because you can justify it from the table itself. Now, what about in the case of cos? If you will see 0, 30, 45. So the value starts from 1 and it goes on till 0. So can I say that the value is reducing down? But it says increasing. And we can give this as an example that as the value of theta increases from 0 to 90 degree, the value of cos is reducing down. So this is false. In the previous part, it is true, but in this case, it is false. The next part is sine theta is equal to cos theta for all values of theta. This is false. One example is sine 30 degrees and cos 30 degrees. This is 1 by 2 and this is under root 3 by 2. Both of them are not equal. But there exists one angle which is 45 degrees at which both of these are equal to each other. So it means sine 45 and cos 45 is equal to 1 by under root 2. So if this question is saying कि एक value which is 45 degrees, then we can say that this statement is true. Else we cannot say that this is true. The next part is cot A is not defined. So cot is what? Cos A divided by sin A, and because sin A at 0 degrees is 1 by 0, so yes, this is not defined. So I believe the set of questions is clear to all of you, and the application is also clear. So in the next class, we will be looking into the first exercise basically, and we will be looking into a variety of questions. And if you guys have any doubts or queries, please write them down in the comment section. And thank you so much, everyone. Feel free to subscribe and like and share with your friends as well.